Good afternoon and welcome to Matters Financial and Geopolitical, and thank you for stopping by. You know I have an evening program between the hours of 8 and 9 p.m. on Metropole TV, and it's a financial program. I like to think there's an appetite for that, and I give a big thank you to Sam Chapat of Jumia Kenya. He's the managing director. He told me he actually set up the African business in West Africa. And he took us through the IPO, the e-commerce opportunity in Africa, all points in between, including the rather hot debate about whether Jumia can call itself an African company as such, and we discussed that as well. So do have a listen. It's uploaded onto YouTube, and really thank you again to Sam. And do dial us up on 8 to 9 p.m. I'd love to hear your thoughts about what we're talking about, what we can change, what we can improve. All thoughts are welcome. Home thoughts. Carl Bildt on the Notre Dame fire. It feels like the end of everything. Europe cries. And the 1st of April this year, I wrote this: there is certainly a fin de siècle, even apocalyptic mood about. And I was quoting W.B. Yeats' The Second Coming: turning and turning in the widening gyre, the falcon cannot hear the falconer. Things fall apart, the centre cannot hold. The ceremony of innocence is drowned, the best lack all conviction, while the worst are full of passionate intensity. Surely some revelation is at hand. Surely the second coming is at hand. And this is a photograph from Art Liffey, Apocalyptic, the last sunset in Paris while Notre Dame Paris was burning, 7:25 p.m. And then Rob G. McFarlane, who tweets wonderfully, and you should follow him, tweeted, "Sooner or later there'd be a bang, a shudder, a roar. Those 4 columns would open apart like a flower, and everything else up here, stone, wood, iron, glass, would slide down into the church like the fall of a mountain." And that's from a book called The Spire by William Golding, which I actually read for my A-level. It's remarkably powerful, and I think particularly relevant. Avant, à Cathédrale Notre-Dame de Paris. This is a photograph of it. Took me to Victor Hugo, The Hunchback of Notre Dame. There is nothing like a dream to create the future. Henry VI of England was crowned King of France in Notre Dame in 1431. Napoleon Bonaparte was crowned Emperor in 1804. Joan of Arc was beatified there by Pope Pius X in 1909. Charles de Gaulle went there almost immediately. Paris was liberated in 1945. This is a photograph of the West Rose window, Notre Dame. Mahatma Gandhi said about the cathedral, "The people must have truly loved God to have built such a beautiful building to worship him." This is the North Rose window. This is a quote from The Spire: "God the Father was exploding in his face, which is initially as enigmatic as it is dramatic, until it is resolved as a metaphorical description of sunlight streaming through a stained glass window." And this finally is the South Rose window, which is from Cruyere. YouTube's automated fact-checking tool probably made things worse by misclassifying the Notre Dame tragedy as a 9/11 conspiracy. Humans may have built cathedrals, but they haven't yet built machines that can understand when cathedrals are burning down. William Golding again: "At the moment of vision, the eyes see nothing." This is the interior of Notre Dame, heartbreaking reminder what's been lost. Andrew Neil. The altar cross shines through smoke-filled gloom in this definitive, bravely captured image by Reuters photographer Philippe Wajaza. So very powerful events, kind of apocalyptic, second coming. Let's keep an eye on what develops. This is a photograph of a giraffe crests the top of a hill at dusk as a fire burns in the distance, walking through, taken by Jody Cridland in aid of the Angama Foundation via Greatest Mara. And this is David Yarrow, the shimmering heat of the high sun, the mirage behind the giraffes, and the composition itself have combined to create an almost surreal image. It's an animal Times Square in the heat of East Africa. I've never had this number of giraffes all within 100 yards of me. In a sport that's individualized like golf, Tiger Woods telling his caddy, "We did it, not I did it." Powerful, extraordinary fellow. Shakespearean story, isn't it? You taste the fruits of incredible success at a very young age, and then you fall. Now you come back redeemed.